the guys in your health system. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Essence Gibson, Vice President of EM Consulting Company, and with me today we have Maurice Stetz, the President. So today we would like to propose that your company requires all of your staff and employees to partake in training for the HIPAA law and regulations more than once a year. So our training would happen every 6 months, and you might be asking why that's important. And it's important because we understand that your health system values the relationship between your patients and their employees. So right now, Maurice is going to explain to you a little bit about the background of the HIPAA law and the consequences that can happen when you violate this.
Okay, so is anybody informed of what the HIPAA law actually is? Just by a show of hands real quick. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what the HIPAA law is, it's the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and basically what it does, it's a series of regulations that govern the transfer of your medical information, so your health records and things like that. It also addresses issues within health insurance and portability in your patient privacy rights, so the rights that you have at your doctor's office to keep your records private. It's broken into two different titles, which is just Title I and Title II. Title I deals with the healthcare access, portability, and renewability part of the HIPAA law, and basically that deals with the healthcare plans and policies put in place. It also regulates the amount of exclusion period. An exclusion period for you guys, it would mean the time that health insurers can delay or reduce coverage for pre-existing conditions that you have in your health records. And it also enables people to move from job to job and still keep the same insurance. So that's Title I. And then Title II deals with the preventing healthcare fraud and abuse. This is more like the privacy issues that you have and the confidentiality within your doctor's office. And this is made up of 5 different rules, which each have their own definition and, furthermore explained. But one rule is the privacy rule. Another one is transactions, code sets rules, security rules, unique identifier and national provider rules, and the enforcement rules. And like I said, they all branch off into their own specific categories and have their own specific definitions. So also dealing with HIPAA, there's requirements for compliance. And that involves many different steps that the healthcare providers and insurance agencies must take. But here, we at E&M Consulting, we believe that we'll be providing your employers with the correct requirements so that your staff will, learn knowledge about the HIPAA law, and really this will benefit you as your patients as well, and the relationship that you'll have with your patients. There's also the worst part of the HIPAA law is the violations and complaints. And in this case, this would be health records getting out, which is the breaches of information, which is the situation why you brought us here in the first place. In this event, the violation, the patient has the right to, if they feel like they have been violated or their well-being has been affected or anything like that, they have the right to go to the Civil Rights Office. And the Civil Rights Office is, they have the authority to investigate the situation, and they also have the authority to enforce the law. And basically, like I said before, this all has to do a lot with privacy and confidentiality. And like I said, if the parties are affected, you have 180 days to write a detailed explanation of your situation. You can email it, you can via fax, via mail, letter, anything like that. Also, like I said, with these violations, there can be a lot of hefty fines, which is what Geisinger doesn't want. You don't want your employers to ever get fined with anything, because some of these people, you don't ever know who you're dealing with, some of your patients, and some of them can go out of their way to, make life miserable, kind of. And sometimes even the worst of